Good evening all, Farouk here from Disqualified Dads, representing disqualified dads, mums, uncles, aunts, grandparents, aunties, nephews, nieces, the whole family unit, as mentioned yesterday. Now, it's the 2nd of January, New Year's is gone, bank holiday's finished. I've just been for a workout, had my first workout of the year, hit a little bit of the weights and the sled, try and get stronger. Now, just a little point, no real point today, just ramble on a bit today, just talk openly. Firstly, obviously, let me not forget, kids, I love you, I do miss you, I love you, but the pain that I have, the loss, the mourning, that trauma, again, is fueling me every day, every minute, every second. I feel I can't see an end to this. I can't see an end to me losing interest and not working on this. So I don't think there's any fear of that. And just to add a little more to that, just talk a little bit more about me, for those who don't know me. I believe everything I have set my mind to in life, all the goals that I wanted to achieve, as big and as far away as they seemed at the time, I chipped away. I chipped away and chipped away and chipped away, and I achieved those goals in getting a trade, getting a job, buying a house, earning big money, becoming the overtime king, every company I've worked for, working hard to get where I needed to get, doing some real crazy DIY projects at home that people said were impossible or crazy to do, but I did it. I moved, mixed and laid 30 tons of concrete by myself, with a cement mixer, all done by hand, spade and shovel, because I wanted to build something at home for my kids, basically, my family. There's things I've done to the extreme because I put my mind to it. Now, as much as when all of this happened, March the 16th, when this whole business, erupted, and I find myself here, that ability to focus obviously got, I wasn't capable of working anymore, lost focus completely, I wasn't together. But now that I've got myself together, and obviously with the trauma and the pain and the negativity is just permanent fuel. All the pain, trauma and anger, like I said to you about, let me give you the nuclear reactor analogy again. The nuclear reactor can produce uncontrollable bounds of energy, which is then harnessed. Now, a nuclear power plant can either be very destructive. If it goes wrong and you can't control that energy, it can cause chaos and destruction. But if you can harness that energy, that energy can power a whole city, a whole country for good. It can power a whole country and a city if you harness that energy. And this is what I'm talking about. If you harness this pain, this trauma, and that trauma's never going to go, ultimately. That pain and loss of contact with your children is there 24/7. So I have fuel and energy for this 24/7 to work on this. There's days I've been on Instagram for over 16 hours. I've been on social media for 16, 17 hours. So I feel I have plenty to give, all my focus and energy. Those that know me, not that it's a medal or a badge of honor or anything like that. Where I worked in my career as an engineer and electrician, I've worked days and nights. I have back-to-back shifts. I did every shift possible and going. Now, I don't work anymore as such, as you know now. But all that energy, that focus, that ability to work, that ability in your mind to continue those long, hard days and nights and shifts, I can put all of that into this. that focus, that energy to accomplish something. Now, all of those things that I've accomplished in my life, I did it because I had a passion. I wanted to accomplish them. I had a plan. I had a game plan. Sorry about the lighting. I had a game plan, and I had the passion to do it. And because I put my mind to achieving that, I achieved it. And I believe because I've put my mind to this now, to achieving this, to creating awareness, to stop other people making the same mistakes, to try and help others not to lose contact with their children, at the same time to try and fight for my children and regain contact with my children. I'm not going to go away. Like I said, I have no care or concern for work, career, house, car, whatever, every other thing you can think of. This journey now supersedes everything else. This is my purpose. When I'm gone and passed on from this world, I don't want to be remembered for being a good engineer or an electrician, or because I wired someone's kitchen, or I gave someone a good price, or I was the overtime king, or this. No one cares. It has no resemblance to impact anyone's life in any real way. But service to others, service to all of those parents and families, and those whole family units that have been disqualified and lost contact with their loved ones. Service to those alienated children. Service to my own kids. For me, this is now, that's the legacy that I want to be remembered for. I have no other purpose. There is no bigger, better purpose than this. I just can't see it. I'm not going to move on and forget and live a better life. This is my purpose. This is my battle. I wear this every day. I'll wear this cloak of armor every day for this battle and this journey. And anything that I come across, now listen, you're going to have days where you're going to have days where you're going to feel down. You can't fight. You don't want to face people. You don't want to face the family court. And let me tell you about the family court. The place is horrible. The smell, these slick solicitors that are on legal aid, walking around on big money. There's people and let me tell you something, one more thing. There are people there. When I went to the family court, the couple of times I've gone now, there's people there from every race and background and walk of life, walking around in absolute desperation. You can see the desperation in their eyes and the smell. They smell of desperation. There was one guy, he had about 10 interpreters around him. They're all trying to figure out what language he spoke. But the guy, like I said, no one can understand him. But he's there, standing there, making his presence known because he's there for his kids. He wants to see his kids. And let me tell you, that desperation that reeks of people. I saw an old Asian lady trying to jump the queue just to get her application in, not a word of English, but they don't care because they're there for their kids. When you're that desperate, you will do anything. So, for me, like I said, any days like that, when you face days like that, you can't face court. You're going over your losses, you're worried about your children, you're missing your kids, you're going over all this trauma and drama. And you can't face, you don't want to make a social media post that day. You don't want to talk to the camera. You're scared to face someone. There's many things that it's the daily battles of life whilst you're going through this. Everything is 10 times harder. But when I get like that, if I face a day or a moment like that, straight away, I just go to the reserve, which is the nuclear reactor right there in my heart. I think of my children, the love that I have for my children, the pain of the loss of my children, the negativity, the anger, the hate, every emotion you can imagine. I tap into that resource, that nuclear react any given moment, and that will give me enough strength and courage to face anything that I will encounter on this path. There's people that are going to try and shut me up along the way. I believe there's going to be people trying, you know, stop me at some point. But all the emotions that are bottled up, that this has caused, that trauma, is fuel enough for me to overcome any hurdle. Combine that with my tenacity, combine that with my work ethic, combine that with when I put my focus to something, combine all of these factors, I now have a permanent energy source. You know, like when they say spiritual strength, a warrior is not his biceps and his muscles and how good he can fight physically. It's the heart. It's the heart of a warrior. The fighting spirit to continue when the chips are down. When you're in those later rounds, when you're in the trenches, when you feel like throwing up, when you feel like laying down and dying, but to still get up and push with every ounce of energy you can muster for that one point, one moment. If you can hold on for those few seconds longer than your other opponent. Now, I may not have my kids, but I have the time. I have the time, the energy, the focus, the purpose, and my only purpose in life is to regain contact with my kids and raise my kids, and to try and bring awareness around this and help others not fall into the pitfalls, to help other mothers, fathers, grandparents, uncles, aunts, to help anyone and everyone I can who is now struggling in this journey, who's going through this pain, to stop people committing suicide, to try and give people that strength and purpose so that they can fight as well. And everything I learned along the way, like I said, look, I'm going to, as time progresses, put everything out there. But remember, that hate, trauma, anger, love, everything you have, it's like mix it all up. And all of that is fuel for the purpose. Any day you feel down, like I said, Groundhog Day every day. Any day you feel down, you can't go to the gym, you can't go for a walk, you can't make the phone calls, you can't go on Instagram, you can't do anything. You tap into this. Tap into this resource of pure energy. And the brain, like I said, my brain has not operated like this for a long, long time. And in the scheme of things now, I believe this was meant to be. I don't think a man's or woman or anyone's purpose really is just to work and earn money and pay bills, and that can't be it. Money comes, goes, houses, all of these material things around you, it means absolutely nothing. So my purpose is greater than anything that people can imagine and think. My purpose is greater. And when you have a purpose that is great, that is greater than anything else in life, and your purpose has become something that has now overtaken you in every aspect and facet of your life, I think you can achieve greatness. I believe I will achieve greatness. And my path is set. I'm going to work here, continue to work on from here to there, till the end, till I win. And my kids win, and all of our kids win. And youngsters avoid this pitfall, all the pitfalls and traps. Those that are in it are more aware. Those that are in it that know what to do, and to help anyone I can. And I've got a minute left to this video. Yes, now going back to my point, I went to the gym. I didn't want to go. It was horrible. But remember, the battle was only from the point of when I left from when I was in my van, I drove from my van to the gym. That's the only battle. It's a psychological battle from here to there. Once you're in there, you're in it, you're in the fight. It's fine. Go and do your stuff. And the physical challenges in the gym, the chemicals that are released can complement the spirituality and the internal strength. It can complement those chemicals that are released in your brain, can help you focus and strengthen you. So you got to work on the internal, but the external work can also complement the internal. So go and have a workout, stay strong, use this trauma and pain, and God willing, we're all going to win, and we will all protect our children as hard and as best as we can. Stay safe. Kids, I love you. Always will, and I miss you.